Hey guys, Alex here, and I had the pleasure of watching a Big Hero 6, which is Disney's newest animated movie, which officially comes out November 7, 2014. But I watched this last week. I was pretty lucky to score the preview tickets. They played it at a really weird hour though. It was like 9 or 10 in the morning, and security was really tight there. This was at a Regal theater, but basically, if you had your cell phone in your pocket, they asked you to take it out and put it in a little plastic bag, which they kept at the front of the theater. So you had to go into the movie theater without any kind of like cell phone or something where you could actually record what was on the screen. I can understand being protective, but that was pretty hardcore. I've seen a lot of previews in my life, and that was the first time they actually took people's cell phones. But I gotta say, I was very happy I saw this movie. I'm gonna do a review of this movie without spoiling anything. But yeah, this movie, it's Disney's newest animated movie, and it's pretty darn good. Before the movie starts, they have the traditional little 5 minute or so animated short. If you like dogs, if you own a dog, or if you're like a dog lover, I guess any kind of pet lover, you're gonna like the little animated short flick in front of it. I don't want to tell you what it is, but if you do like animals, I think you'll love the short animated flick. It's very very heartwarming. But now onto the main feature, Big Hero 6. This movie, it's set in this quasi futuristic world. It's basically set in this Japanese American city called San Fransokyo. So you don't know what's going on, but there's definitely a blending of Japanese and American influences. In fact, the main character, Hiro, he's played by a Japanese American type character. His brother's name is Tadashi, so there's definitely the Japanese influence. So maybe it's a Japanese American thing going on. I don't really know. But yeah, I'm going to talk about this without going into spoilers, because people hate spoilers, especially me. But yeah, this movie's about this little boy. He's kind of a boy genius, kind of like Jimmy Neutron, I suppose. He's a Japanese-American Jimmy Neutron. Let's just call him that. But yeah, in order to make a quick buck, he makes a lot of easy money by joining this underground remote-controlled robot wrestling circuit. And that's how he turns a quick buck. But his older brother, Tadashi, he knows his brother's a genius, but he doesn't really like the path that his brother's taking in his life, even though he's like a very young teen. But he decides to introduce his brother to the place he works. The place where Tadashi works is a place for other geniuses. Is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, he decides to show him where he works, and that would open up his brother's eyes. And that's where the movie takes off. He introduces his brother to this place where he can, better use his talents as a boy genius, as opposed to making a quick buck in the underground world. But yeah, this movie really changes gears when the conflict begins, because when the conflict begins, it goes from being this Jimmy Neutron type movie into being a kind of like a makeshift superhero style movie. And that's where the genius decides to use his talents to to do other things. I won't go into details about that, because that would ruin some of it, I suppose. But yeah, it involves him equipping his colleagues into these kind of like little superheroes, but they don't really have any superpowers. Their powers are based on technology. So that's the kind of heroes they become. But yeah, this movie is really engaging from start to finish. It's really really funny and amusing when you meet Baymax. If you've seen all the trailers and posters of Big Hero 6, Baymax is that big white inflatable robot that follows the main guy around, Hiro. But yeah, the reason why it's so funny is because this robot is freaking awkward. If you've seen the previews, you would see one little episode, and that involves Baymax, where he's taking tape at this police station, and he's trying to plug the holes in his inflatable skin. and every time he puts a piece of tape, another hole pops up. It's just really the robot's really awkward, and because of that, he's freaking hilarious. But yeah, I think this movie will appeal to anybody who likes, like say a movie, an animated movie that's based on in a quasi futuristic world. Kind of like a Meet the Robinsons, or even like Jimmy Neutron, something like that. It doesn't even have to be animated, because the story itself is pretty darn good without, the medium of being an animated flick. Yeah, if you like, this quasi-futuristic world, you're gonna like this. Or if you like, movies about people who become heroes in general, I think you'll like it, like superhero type films. Speaking of which, there are some Marvel Easter eggs thrown into this movie. I don't want to spoil what they are, but it is Disney, and they do have ties to other big comic book companies. Also, stay till after the credits, because after the credits there's a very sweet cameo, which you also see during the movie, but it becomes more pronounced after the credits. So make sure you stay till after the credits. And there were supposedly some other Easter eggs thrown in, but I don't know, comics that well to recognize all the Easter eggs thrown in. I only recognize one thing, and I'm not going to spoil what that was. So I highly recommend this movie. I have yet to be disappointed by any of these animated, these computer animated like Disney flicks. They've all been really, really well done, and I really like the opening short involving the dog. It was very, very heartwarming, as I said. I heard of some people who were actually crying during the movie. I can see that. I don't cry, but it's a pretty freaking good movie. So what else do I want to say? I did like the how the movie starts off. Remember how I mentioned that the movie's about this boy who makes a quick buck by joining this little underground remote controlled robot fighting circuit. I was kind of hoping the whole movie would have been like that, but that's only a very small part of the movie. But I could see them making a whole movie just based on that alone. So I was kind of hoping for more of that, but it's not really a big deal. Anyways, have you seen this movie yet? Do you plan to see this movie? I know it's kind of hard to tell what this movie's about, just based on the previews and all the promotional posters. But I highly recommend this. If you like Disney, like cartoons or Disney animation, like computer animation, you're gonna love this movie. If you like, movies like Meet the Robinsons, you're gonna love this movie. If you like superhero movies, you're gonna like this movie. That's all I got to say about this. Post your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.